Okay, so let's start from the start again. That I have been in my home since a week now. I have shifted all my things from the flat to the my home. Now this is my room. I have set up a few things in my room according to my life, which revolves around more towards the job I do. So what I do is I do a lot of editing works, a lot of writing works, and for ads and all. That's what I do. So the fear of starting out was a lot on me. Now since this long term format is okayish for me, so I can talk and I do not edit out the part that I fumble or I stop to think about what should be the next part, etc., etc. But starting out starting out on the Instagram would be, uh, I'd say, a tougher job for me because it's more like a polished thing. You do have to do uh, a, a lot of editing part on it. You have to look nicer on it. You cannot post things like that, which is because people do tend to scroll a lot, so you have to grab their attentions. So I was thinking to post on Instagram too. If that works out well, that could be the new thing that I'll do for a while now. At least I'm starting to think in that way that I could uh, post some things on Instagram to get in a flow. I do know that starting would be a little rough for me because you know I although I am a bit introvert, I do not show my face often in the camera, and that might be the reason that I have not even spoken in a while. So, what I was doing for a while, let's get on to that. So, in the month of May, I did a lot of work for the influencers that I've been tagged with. I've edited almost 30 reels for them in a month. So, a day, uh, like a reel a day, and that has paid off really well. Not talking about the goal that I've set for myself, the MacBook Pro. So, but it's going way more nicer than I thought it would have ended around 10,000. But yeah, it's way more than that. Again, getting to the part of me that I have, then I shifted into the flat with my friends. Well, and around June month, like June 1st or 2nd, I shifted back to the flat from the home. So for the month of the June, what I did is a really interesting part. Okay, so in the month of June, the flat was not like really according to my style. Not even saying that the flatmates are bad, just that the flat was not in an atmosphere that you know gives you a tailwind to grow or to think things like start up new things or shoot new things, or just the energy was a bit down because I had a lot on my plate. Then I started uh, then I started going out to a cafe which is called Book Bar on the FC Road. So I used to go there at of 9 a.m. in the morning, and I used to work my way out. I used to do a lot of work there. Uh, First thing in the morning, I used to edit out all the Instagram things that I've been doing for the pages. After that, I used to do editing for the clients that I had. That took almost a day. So I used to stay in the cafe till like 9 p.m. So around 12 hours of like a day-to-day job was to just to go to the cafe and do all the editing stuff and all. So it was going pretty well, but if you look at it on the financial side of it, it's pretty bad for you to go to a cafe and drink or eat day to day. So, but to keep myself in the like in the zone, I used to go there and used to work a lot. So that was a paying off good for me. But after that, I thought maybe this is just not really gonna work out. I mean, in the flat, I did had my own room, but you know, sometimes what happen is what happens is that you're just not in the zone. You do not get in a zone where you can constantly sit and work around 12 hours. Like the cafe gives me a space where I could just sit and work regardless of whatever I was suffering through. So mentally I was not okay, but financially I was doing well, so it was not a big issue for me to break down a few times. Yeah, that's what I chose before the brains, but it did not go well. You should not choose to sacrifice your peace for some amount of cash in your hand. That's what I'd like to say. Basically, I chose to move out of the flat and stay in my home for some time, obviously, but that give me a space to start the recordings again. In While I was in the hostel, I did have that my own space, but maybe it was the thing that I was in hostel for almost 4 years, so I did have my own space in there. In the flat, it did not occur to me that I'll lose that space. So I shifted back in my home, and right now what I do is I have around 4 to 5 night. Sorry, I have nice uh, clients. I have a good routine in which I fit all the things in, and but I need to update it also because it's not gonna it's not going to happen just like that. I need to work my way up from here. So that's a bit of an update on myself, that how I have been doing. And so is the plan that I have been thinking for a while now. Okay, so firstly, I do the job that I have right now, earn my way up, buy myself a good laptop, buy myself a good camera. Well, that's a very cliche, but that usually pays off well. So buy myself a good laptop, and a camera. Then I start shooting for the clients that I've been with since a year at least. Yeah, so it's more like do the work, do the work, keep doing it until you find yourself just upwards. And I can see a lot of potential in it, because I'm not doing the work just for the cash. I'm doing it for the art, because as I said, I love the art. I love doing whatever, like whatever brings me the joy of being an artist, not just another employee or a labor or anything. Mm, I I don't want it. Being an artist is so much fun until you have to pay the taxes. That's not really one should do. So when the rent is due, the artist must die. That's what I'll say. But if the rent is not due, you can be an artist all the time. So I've been thinking to post on my socials. Now let's see how does that work out. Yeah. So one day maybe you'll see me on Instagram, mm, just ranting about my thoughts or teaching few lessons, etc., etc. Thank you.